Michael Storm, anarchist of comic books and co-owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book shop here in Topeka, Kansas, and it is Tuesday night. It's time to take a look at the brand new comic books for tomorrow, so we will go do that. And while I'm working my way over there, take a moment to click that like button, share it around, tell somebody about Amazing Fantasies. We are still Topeka's best kept secret, but click that like button. Do it now before you forget. So here's the new stuff. Finally get a look at at Catwoman in the new Batman world in the Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez Batman world. We get our first look at Catwoman, and well, you know, so far so good. And there's something for everyone in this. There's this fantastic Batman cover, and there's a shiny, nice little virgin sort of trade dress. Very nice, but so much to look forward to, in fact, in here. And there's some absolute stuff. That's the one thing that's not. There's absolute this week, but there's nothing new absolute this week. So there's a Martian Manhunter reprint of number 11, and then there's also a Absolute Batman number 20 reprint. And if you know, then you know. If not, then you may not have heard about it, but I'll tell you about it. All of them came damaged. That's the original one. That's the first print from last week. All of them came damaged. They all had this little ding here. And so DC was real cool about it, given that it's their number one seller and it's been so big. They went ahead and replaced them all for free. So if you were on a poll, you'll get one of these in your poll. You'll get one of these regardless. And if you bought one of these and you want to come get one, if you bought one of these from us, come get one. And yeah, we had no problem with that because we didn't know that's what they were going to do, but it's real cool that they did. Third print of Arc M, big book in the Absolute Batman, the Absolute World, introducing a lot of characters just in the shadows showing up. Here's the funnest thing out of the DC stuff this week for sure. Bizarro, Year None. It's Eric Carrasco and my friend Kevin Smith. And this is just fun. That's all I could say about this. This is what happens when Bizarro's world, the whole square planet and everything. This is what happens when Perry's version of the Daily Planet and some universe ends there, and bits and pieces of Perry's reporting on the Superman over the years sort of seep into this reality or whatever, and it forms Bizarro's world. And so you have Bizarro, Superman, and Jimmy and Perry end up in his world through some weird portal, and that's how they kick the thing off. Sonic the Hedgehog, and DC X Sonic the Hedgehog. The X thing is weird to me. Just take Versus or DC and Sonic the Hedgehog Metal Legion. What's the X? I don't know what that means. Trying to be all cool. X is cool. It makes it sound cool. It's X. I don't know Deadman. I can't tell you about him. He's never been a character that I've read anything about. I don't recall having ever read a Deadman book in my life. That's not anything to say about Deadman. It's just to say that I've read a lot of comic books, and Deadman isn't one of them. But I know a Frank Cho cover when I see one. Supergirl survived. This is a new Elseworlds title, and they had another one of these last week as well. This is Superman, Father of Tomorrow. We still have some issues of it, some copies of it. This is if Cal and Mom died and Jor-El came to Earth. And then this is if Kara were entrusted to care for her cousin Cal. And what would happen, what could happen in there. So a wonderful bit of storytelling. We have a new Pride event that's going on. It's called DC Dream Girls. It's a Justice League storyline. That one's in there. That's new. We have a new character in Spider-Man, and he's called Spore. They introduced him just in the last issue. It's Jeff gets his own brand new week and some great covers, including that Todd Knock cover there, and this Giri Hiru, yeah, and Jin Urso. This is part of the Rogue One series I have. Where'd he go? I think I just moved him back behind. So Cassian, I still have some Cassians as well, and that's just, obviously, this is just storytelling before Rogue One, because of course they all die in Rogue One. The Uncanny X-Men, What If Cyclops stayed with Madeline Pryor, fantastic. Madeline Pryor, just a great comic book character, taking this sort of good, wholesome Jean Grey character and just completely flipping her around and turning into Madeline Pryor, which is just sort of this sexy victim, naughty, just fun comic book stuff. What can you say? X-Men Apocalypse, another animated style. These Mark Brooks, I love these. I think I have them all. I've been trying to collect them all. Here's the big one for me, X-Men 97, Season 2, Issue 1. I'm a huge fan of the cartoons. The cartoons are something that I watch a lot of, and it's because I can explain it. It's not because I have a problem with being stuck in my adolescence. I'm an adult man. I have a happy, healthy family that's grown up, and most of them are even out of the home. But I like the cartoons because the characters don't change. I discovered this about myself some number of years ago, that the reason that I like cartoons, the reason that I like sitcoms like Married with Children or Everybody Loves Raymond or something like that, is because you don't have to invest anything into the characters, because they're the same character every week. They never change, and it's just about the humor and about the situations. So there you go, a little inside dirt on me. This is all my independent, and I just keep it stocked. I keep it stocked for you, because this stuff is, you want to know what's going on with Iron Man? It's Iron Man. Take a guess. You want to know what's going on in Babylon Cove? Open the book. You're going to have to read it. Kolob Nephilim, well, that's been around for a little while. You might not have an idea. But all of this is easily accessible. It's issue 1 and 2. Lots of great stuff. All of it really new. If Destruction Be Our Lot, if you didn't get in on that, second print, Mankind is gone. All that's left is robots, including Robot Lincoln. But I don't think Robot Lincoln realizes that he's supposed to be a robot. Get these brand new this week. Ben 10 was already out, and really good. If you didn't get one, now's a great chance to get one. If you grew up watching Ben 10, and some of you did, some of us were considerably older, but still know who it is for some reason. This is really cool. Blind mystery bag. So this is a Western horror comic. I guess that tells you everything you need to know, right? This one is really great. This is Imperia, and they did an ash can of this one back a couple of weeks ago, and it's sort of, I'm really excited about the title. I hope they do really well with it and continue with it, because it's a very modern tale in an epic sort of fantasy world, and they even bill it as that modern times have sort of come to the kingdom, and now anybody can harness the power of a wizard through these low-priced magical crystals. And the elves rule over everybody, including the unicorns and the dragons and just everybody. And it's a sort of apartheid situation, a bit of a fascist situation. But there's elves that are resisting, and an anti-elf church, and it's just everything that it's what comic books are supposed to be, right? It's a modern tale wrapped in mythology. That kind of sums it up. 1 and 2 from Parts Unknown. They're just a tradition right now. Here's another one. This one's boxing, but there's been a bunch of boxing, a bunch of wrestling, and some of these wonderful characters. And these are the sort of wrestlers, how they used to they still do it, but it used to be a little different back in the day, because there used to be so many different wrestling organizations in every territory, and guys would go around from one territory to the next, and it could be dangerous going into into a new territory. And these guys are wandering around looking for matches, and they stumble onto some bad juju with some bad promoters and get wrapped up in some fun things. But they're the kind of guys that are there they get in a barroom brawl and they're calling out their moves as they beat the guys up in the barroom brawl. This is exactly what it says. Cover your junk, because she will punch you in it. She is a bad girl. Hard drinking, hard partying. Just we'll see where that one goes. I don't know where you go from there. I guess you go up, because it's starting out on the bottom. Only the Savage are left. I didn't get into it yet, so I can't tell you about it. I did get into this, and it's brand new. It's the Power Rangers. They're back. Rita is back, so they've been called back. There's Zords in there. It's classic Power Rangers. The only real question is can you tell? Do you know? Can you see from that picture? Where's the Green Ranger? Where's Tommy? I just mentioned it a minute ago. This is all you need to know right here. Gail Simone, that's all you need to know. Just breed it, buy it. I have all three parts of Royals in here, and that's Castor and Pollux, and they have this connection, this psychic connection, and they cheat at cards and such, and it gets them into trouble. As you can see, that guy seems to be getting thumped a little bit there. I think that's Castor. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, Castor was the dark-haired one. And then we get this fantastic little premium mystery blind bag here for Vampirilla. It continues. There's a legacy number there, but it's a new issue. It's a new storyline, a new story arc. There's a new Godzilla. I still have the first 3 issues of Henchmen. I have an issue or 2 of 1 and 2 left of Red Roots. That's really fun. That's the ogre guy that has come back to collect his hats and his heads, and the people that kept finding the heads for some battle. It looks like they're building up for a battle. There's so much fun stuff. New Witchblade there as well. I have for my people on the polls. If you have a poll with us, you save 20% off new comics and more off of other things, depending on what it is. And then, of course, every month I give something away. I thought this would be really cool, because just those 4 names on the top right there should mean it's the most fantastic creator universe ever created, the best well drawn, the best written, best everything, because those are the 4 greatest names in independent comic books ever, and it can be proven by the numbers. But I thought I'd give away a copy of Haunt #1 there to somebody this month. And I just wanted to mention just real quick a couple of things, because this is a thing of beauty right here. Look at this. If you understand, if you've been following comic books for some time now, and you went through the whole Diamond debacle and everything that happened here a couple years back, and Diamond finally losing their monopoly hold on the distribution end of comic books, and now it's basically a monopoly by a couple other companies. But to argue about little things like that. This is just a thing of beauty right here. You see what I'm getting at right here. The first time since well before the debacle with Diamond, every single one of the big guys has something up here promoting their books for the next cycle. This is stuff for August. These are books that'll all come out in August, and it's a thing of beauty for me. I personally find it to be beautiful. And these are just full of such wonderful information about comic books, and that brings me to Comics the Magazine. It's the 3rd issue of it. It's going strong. Every issue is getting better, and they're packed with more stuff, and they're reaching more creators and more people to tell us about the comic book industry and the state of comic books today. And it's just amazing, and you should support it. And we're putting it in a lot of people's polls. If you really want one, you want to see what it's about, ask me about them. We're supposed to be selling them, but I'll give you one. Well, just one final note, because I really wanted to point this out, because this hasn't been available around here for a long time. It really hasn't been available for a while, and that's 2000 AD. That's the world of Judge Dredd. This is the UK anthology work that is a weekly, in fact, so I order them a month at a time. I order them 4 at a time. And I'm happy to order some and keep some around, but I need you to put them on your pull if you want something like this and you want to keep seeing it around here. You want to read some of the best, and you want to see where the future of comic books comes from. It's in some of these. Where did it go? Why didn't it not make it out there? There was a. Where is it? Why am I not seeing it? Why didn't it get out there? It must have been ended up under something, and now I'm going to have to go find it. But they did a second print of the Mad About DC thing, and so DC Comics owns Mad Magazine now, and they're doing, right now it's about 20-25% new content and then some classic content in there as well, but they have the first couple of issues out, and their goal is to hit 50% new content and then presumably keep going from there if it takes off. But that's just another one of these places where they're farming the next generation of creators, and they're all out there, and they're all in these amazing books, and they can all be yours if the price is right. Wait, wrong show. If you show up on time and if you have them on your pull, because you know the deal, they may be here when you get here and they may not.